Hey y'all, welcome back to For the Moms podcast. Today we have a special guest. We'll let her introduce herself.
Hi guys. My name is Blane, and for the past 13 years I've been a nurse at Women's Health and Wellness, which is an OBGYN clinic in Covington. And for the past 2 years I've bridged that gap into medical aesthetics. So I have been able to help women throughout all stages of their lives, basically.
Yeah, and we are super excited to have you and get a little bit of your brain. Okay, so we're all moms. I'm a mom of 2 girls. One is 8, so she's getting to be that age where we're starting to try to think about talking about periods and maybe even the sex talk. From your standpoint, with all your experience, when do you think is like a good age for us to start having those conversations with our kids? Is there a wrong or right way to go about it? Like, kind of help us out on that, because I know I'm lost.
So you would be surprised. I would highly suggest talking to your kids, first off, about their anatomy, correct verbiage of their parts, anywhere between 3 and 5.
Oh, wow.
So when they can start talking with you and understanding what you're saying, it's a good time to introduce body parts and what's what. You don't have to go into depth about it, but letting them know their parts and what is appropriate and what is not appropriate is a good start, because unfortunately we do live in a world where children unfortunately experience sexual abuse. So that is a good place to start right there. And then when we get into the realm of talking about periods, I think girls need to be educated before they start periods.
Mm-hmm.
And we have seen girls as young as 9 years old coming in with periods.
Wow.
So you want to start anywhere between the ages of 8 and 10. You don't have to have the sex talk with them then, but telling them about their period, what's going to happen, what's normal, what's not normal, can actually save you a lot of time and effort. And it actually, the little period tracking apps are fantastic.
Okay.
It also can help you notice if there are any irregular patterns to your child's cycle, which can often lead to early detection of other conditions.
So we kind of need to be tracking that with our young daughters then.
You definitely need to be tracking it with them. Let them be in charge of the app, help them with it. It gives them a sense of responsibility as well, and a little bit of control over their body. And I know this is going to be kind of controversial, but it's kind of a taboo thing. Letting your husband or your partner be a part of these conversations is very important. I suggest getting like a little bag for your daughter, showing them pads, tampons, whichever one, telling them what to expect, this, and having your husband be a part of that, so that if you're ever not around and she needs help, he knows what he's doing and not
she
just
won't
sitting
feel
there.
bad.
She won't feel bad. She'll feel comfortable. And it opens up the door to one day when you're able to have that conversation about sex. It gives them a comfort zone. You've already had an uncomfortable conversation with them, and it just opens the door to basically them being free to speak whatever with you.
Gotcha.
So that, and then when it comes to the sex talk, you should be having this conversation with your kids anywhere between 6th to 8th grade, because kids are exposed to way more than we think they are with social media and everything, their friends, anything. So definitely want to have that sex talk sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Because
Wow.
I don't know about y'all, but that was not a talk I had with my parents.
No.
It was not a comfortable subject in my house, for sure.
No, same.
And I'd rather like our children hear it from us versus hearing it at school.
Truthful information rather than what they're hearing from other
You
kids.
want to get ahead of it, for
Yeah.
sure.
They're not going to come home and tell y'all what they really heard, but
Right,
they're going to think
exactly.
about it,
Yeah.
and they're going to be Googling it.
Exactly.
And other kids are exposed to way more than what our kids may be, and they may know more and, teach that to our children.
Exactly. Give them the opportunity to open the floor to ask questions. That's one of the more uncomfortable topics that I get in women's health. You've got moms that want to hide it, that don't want to tell their children about parts and what's going on. And I think that that's something that opens the door later on in their health. They're more open about talking about things with you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as early as possible.
Yeah, that's really good. So I'm behind, basically.
It's okay.
We have not obviously had the sex talk, but Ella and Evie, they definitely know what a period is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They know that they will eventually get one.
Yes.
I mean, I am a girl mom. They have been in the bathroom with me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Same.
So they know what it is, and I have actually prepared Ella a little more just because her body is forming more.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it could happen. And she's 9 years old.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like you said, you know, some people it happens earlier. Although I didn't get
definitely
it
does.
till 7th grade, you know, hers might come earlier.
It might.
Yeah.
Like I said, we see a trend of younger and younger each year.
Yeah.
So, you know, expect the unexpected when it comes to that. But just having them prepared is always a good way
Yeah.
to get ahead of it.
We're prepared for the whole period with Ava because she's 11, but to my knowledge, she doesn't know anything about sex at 11.
You would think that, but
Yeah.
you would be surprised. Even if they're not consciously asking or knowing what they're talking about, kids can drop little innuendos anywhere, basically.
I guess I'm oblivious
I
to
know.
it. Like thinking that.
Yeah,
she
because you
doesn't-
live in a good house, so or you're raising your kids good. But
Yeah.
other
but
kids
And she
are also
probably
kids are
you know,
not
think about how, you know, if she has to stay the night at a friend's house or
Yeah.
there's no
YouTube.
telling what they're talking about in their little room. They're two little girls chit-chatting, you know, talking with other girls that age. I mean,
Yeah. And
She's definitely ready for the period, though. She's like, "Are you going to put that little bag in my school bag this year, just in
Yes.
case?"
So she's ready.
Like
Yeah.
she
Definitely.
is
So
ready.
you talk to her, or because I've seen like some people send their kids to like a class.
Morgan went to a class at
Okay.
North Oaks Hospital where it's like the beautiful
Yeah.
mind and body or whatever.
That's fantastic.
She did that
Okay.
for
that is
sure.
fantastic.
Okay.
I love that they do that for young girls.
Yeah.
But
We might have to look into that with
definitely
Cadence.
should.
Ella.
Yeah, I would love to do
I was
that.
about to say, I
Ava.
didn't send mine to a class, but I would definitely be open to it.
Yeah.
I've
There's
talked to them about it.
classes,
Yeah.
there's books that are fantastic. There's different like little YouTube videos that you can look at, but there are ways for you if you're not necessarily like educated or comfortable enough explaining things. There are so many.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent my
outlets.
sister-in-law with Morgan for the
Yeah.
sex one.
I would
'Cause
just-
wasn't going.
Right?
Exactly. And that's the thing. It's an uncomfortable topic, but you want to make it comfortable to where
Yeah.
your kids feel good enough to come to you should anything happen. You want them to be
Yeah.
honest. You're not condoning it, obviously, but you want them to come to you
Right.
should anything start happening.
Right.
That was a problem in
I'd
my
want to talk
house.
to them in a way where they feel comfortable, like you
Yes.
said, coming to you. Like it's not taboo. We can talk about this. You're not in trouble.
Yes.
So
No
it's just trying to figure out how to
judgment.
do that.
Yeah, that's kind of, I mean, like I said, I grew up in a household, it was not talked about. Sex was not something that was condoned. Obviously, I went to private school, so it was abstinence, abstinence, abstinence. But obviously, that is not the case when it comes to this day and age of people. And, you know, I was a teen mom. I was a mom at 17 years old. So, like I said, had I had that talk and felt comfortable with my mom, maybe things would have been a little bit different.
Okay, so I'm the only one here with a teenager. So is it?
Well, I have a 17-year-old.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about as far as
Yeah.
So
So
let's
in this
talk
group,
about
okay.
like teenage sex, birth control.
Oh man.
Like, so my thing is, okay, I have a 17-year-old. She's not on birth control, but it's like, is it okay to say, oh, I'm gonna put my child on birth control to pretty much give her the okay to have sex?
So that is another
Uh-huh.
stigma that definitely floats around. Moms sometimes feel guilt or shame or don't want to put their daughters on birth control because they feel like it's giving them basically the green light to do it. That's not the case at all. And this kind of rotates back to the tracking the periods on the app thing. So a lot of girls actually suffer from different hormone irregularities like PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. It's something that can be detected earlier on in life when you start noticing that periods are not regular. So moms will bring them in and we put them on birth control to help regulate those hormones and cycles. So it's not necessarily just for birth control. We use that for a lot of ways. You can regulate cycles with it, make it to where they're not having horrific, I don't know about any of y'all, but I had horrific periods as a teen.
I do.
Jasmine's
Yes.
going through that right now.
I was about to say, we talked about this earlier. Some women suffer from horrific periods where they are bleeding. And I mean, heavy, you're cramping. Some people even throw up and get sick. Birth control helps that. So definitely, I was the mom that, obviously, like I said, I was a teen mom. So I was the mom that was more realistic with everything. I was like, okay, when it came to my daughter, let's put you on this. I don't condone you doing it. But should anything happen, we're protected. And then obviously you want to educate your daughters and sons about STDs, because that is something that is not talked about today. There is no such thing as that in sex education. It's just kind of black and white. They don't really explain to kids the statistics and what's really out there. And that's one of the more scarier things as a mom. I see so many different unfortunate things that could be prevented happening to younger and younger adults. And like I said, taking your daughter to the gynecologist, letting her have that relationship with the gynecologist. You don't necessarily have to put her on birth control, but it is a good idea for future.
Okay, what's a right age to start taking them to the gyno? As soon as they start their period, or?
So you don't necessarily have to take them when they start their periods. Should you notice any irregular situations going on, they're not getting their period around the clock, maybe they're not getting their period at all, or maybe they're having their period too frequently, those were situations where you would want to bring your child to a gynecologist to kind of establish if something is going on irregular. But the gold standard now for girls, you don't get a pap smear now until you're the age of 21.
Which is great, because that's a little traumatic as a teenager.
It is very traumatic as a teenager. But you don't get pap smears anymore until you're 21 unless you are sexually active for a period of time with one or more partners. So it's not something that's scary, but definitely I would start taking them kind of around the high school age just to establish that relationship with a doctor. And then basically, should anything come about, they want to start birth control, maybe they're having issues with acne, skin issues, maybe they're having painful periods, you're already established. So
I learned that they are considered adults at 17
They definitely are. Actually, we see teenagers at 15 and 16, and you're at that age allowed to say your mom can get out of the room.
Yep.
But
I kind of like that for them though, because it gives them that sense of privacy and autonomy.
Yes. You'd be surprised how many times I've gotten yelled at by moms for kicking them out the rooms. But teenagers don't want to talk. And once again, back to the thing, if they're comfortable enough with you and you have a good relationship, then they won't want to kick you out. But definitely get them in if you notice anything irregular going on, for sure. But other than that, I think just having a good line of trust with them is always a good start.
Yeah. Okay, all things pregnancy, how the baby's made, teen pregnancy versus women in their 40s, C-section, vaginal, drugs or no drugs?
These are all, drugs. Yes.
All the drugs.
The drugs.
So pregnancy itself it takes such a toll on you, whether you're 18 years old or 40 years old. I've seen it all and I've been through it all. I can honestly say that my pregnancy at 17 years old was probably the easiest situation that I've been through, and my pregnancy at 30 years old was the worst situation I've ever been through. Now, when it comes to vaginal or C-section, I hate this topic. You are a mom. Either way it goes.
That shouldn't even be.
That should not even be a thing. Obviously, if it were up to me, I would have much rather had a vaginal delivery because C-section is a process to heal from. It's also very traumatic to heal from that while also taking care of a newborn. But, both of them are hard, in my opinion.
And people always say, "Oh, you take the easy way out."
It's not an easy way.
Like, how is that
C-section,
you're literally healing from a surgery.
Yeah, it is not an easy thing. And the more that you have, the worse it is each time to heal from. So really, like I said, both of them are awful, in my opinion. There are some women that are out there that do get the good experience and can do it without drugs, but I always suggest drugs for sure. And then, like I said, pregnancy earlier on in life is obviously easier. You're used to getting up, you have more energy, but it was harder for me definitely the last 2 rounds because I also had issues with a condition called HG, which is where you vomit profusely 24/7 till the day you deliver.
I had that with both of mine. I lost 20 pounds with my first one and 22 pounds with my second. Wow. My second was worse because I had to go get fluids every 2. It was pretty much every week, but I can make it about every 2 weeks.
said, there's no way that I would have went through pregnancy again.
No.
Exactly.
That's why I didn't want to get pregnant again.
Exactly.
I'd have babies all the time, but
Exactly.
No.
My last one was right smack in the middle of the COVID pandemic, and my doctor, thank God, would not allow me to go to the ER because of that. So she would just bring the stuff to the office, and I would literally stay hooked up to an IV.
Wow.
And after all of that, the child was still 10 pounds. It was miserable.
I have never thrown up, not one single time with all
Well,
my
Valerie,
pregnancies.
you're just
You are lucky.
Yeah.
You're probably one of the
one
people
time.
who thinks, pregnancy was it that bad for you?
No, she
or-
wanted to keep having kids. Right?
Okay.
Honestly, I have 4. No,
Yeah.
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 No, I didn't have a bad experience with
Exactly.
any of my
Some
pregnancies.
people don't, and that's totally fine. But I get people and they come in, they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is my first pregnancy," and they're so excited, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, good job. I'm so happy for you. But then, like I said, you're a mom either way it goes. Both of them are hard, in my opinion. Both of them take a toll out on you each time. But like I said, you get this wonderful gift at the end.
Yeah. It's worth
And then
it.
you have to sit in the hospital room and stare at your husband while he sleeps in the recliner over there while you're profusely
Literally.
bleeding.
Yeah.
Goodness.
But like I said, either one of them makes you a mom. They're both hard. So it just is what it is. And for the moms that come into our office with their birth plans and their papers and they want to do this and this, you have signed your fate. You're getting a C-section. I just want to let you know.
Really?
Yes, it happens all the time. You would be surprised how many women come in there like, I want to do it all natural. I want to do this. And we allow you to. That's your right.
Yeah.
The hospitals now are actually more equipped for moms that want to labor how they want to. But it's always like this. They wind up with a C-section.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And then they yell at us and they're like, that's not what I wanted. Well, I just can't help
It's
it.
just
Yeah.
what
It's just
happened.
what my doctor is definitely a doctor who is going to get your child out. She's worried about your health and your child's health. So should anything arise that looks a little bit funny, you're getting a C-section. You are.
Just to be safe.
to be safe.
Yeah, I would appreciate that as a...
Same.
Some people
Yeah.
don't. They're like, oh, she was quick to jump to it. Well, you'd be surprised what 3 seconds can cost your child.
Yeah.
It takes 2 seconds for a cord to wrap around a
Right.
child's neck or something to go wrong. So definitely, things can get a little hairy in there for
What
sure.
would you say, just from your experience, is the most common complication you've seen in pregnancies? So, like, just to be in the back of people's head that, this could potentially happen, but don't be scared because we've got it.
So we see a lot of gestational diabetes.
Okay.
And there is actually kind of a link with polycystic ovarian syndrome because that is a situation where you're dealing with a little bit of infertility and insulin resistance. So because of that, those people tend to develop gestational diabetes in pregnancy, which is kind of a nightmare. And then also, but it's manageable. It's manageable if you have a good doctor and a good team and you're willing to do what you need to do, you'll be safe. So that's definitely one of the bigger ones I see in pregnancy. And then, of course, like preeclampsia is another big one, which it just happens. There's nothing that we can do really to prevent it. It just happens, but it's something that women, I think, need to be more educated on the possibility of happening because it can get very serious very quickly.
Can you touch on the symptoms to look out for real quick, just so moms know?
Lightheadedness, fluid retention, feet, legs, hands, headaches, dizziness at any point in time of the day. Feeling like your heart's racing, kind of almost similar to an anxiety attack.
Okay.
And sometimes that happens a lot. A lot of people can get diagnosed with anxiety attacks, and really it's just early stages on of preeclampsia.
Gotcha.
So that's definitely another big one. But other than those two, I mean, sometimes it's just freak things that happen. Okay. Anytime that you're dealing with any type of multiple situation where you're carrying more than one baby, that's obviously a high risk situation that to be wary of. But other than that, it's just happens. Things just happen. Yeah. Pregnancy is very unpredictable. There's no two people that have the same pregnancy.
Yeah, my 2 pregnancies were completely different.
Yes.
For Ella, the first 14 weeks, I vomited so many times each day. That 14-week mark, done, completely over. Evie, not one time.
Yeah.
I prayed every night that everybody's like, "This will be done in your second trimester."
Yeah, it never is done.
I prayed every night, and then that day, that second trimester, I woke up and threw up. Like, barely made it to the bathroom.
I literally threw up walking into my C-section. That's how bad it was.
I threw up in labor, and she's like, "Hold on." She's like, "Let me check." She's like, "Wait, you can't throw up." My husband's holding the bag, and she's like, "She's coming." Like, I don't know.
Yes, it's just miserable. It is miserable.
I would have stopped after one.
Yeah.
Yes, it is miserable.
Goodness.
That's why you will not catch me doing it again.
The second one wasn't planned.
Oh, wow.
That was a surprise.
That happens too. We just roll with it. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What about postpartum? I think that can be kind of taboo about all the things that women go through postpartum, but I also think it's equally as important for us to be able to talk about it and maybe bring to light some of the issues that we face.
Yes.
Can you kind of touch on what you see postpartum and what are things you need to talk about?
Yeah. So postpartum is something that's very close to me because I myself dealt with horrific postpartum depression. So going into pregnancy, it's good to have an established relationship with your gynecologist. If you're someone that suffers with any type of mental illness prior to pregnancy, so like anyone that has bipolar, depression, anxiety, these are things you want to openly talk about at the beginning of pregnancy because pregnancy can amplify those symptoms and feelings, and there's only certain medications that you can take in pregnancy. So postpartum, your doctor already knows that you have those situations and you have that line of trust built with them, so you feel more comfortable to talk about it with your doctor. But unfortunately, that's not the case with a lot of women. And a lot of women are afraid to talk about postpartum depression and some of the things they may feel. So it's kind of different for everybody. It's not always the classic depression. It's not always the classic, I want to harm my baby. Sometimes it's, I want to harm myself. Sometimes it's, I'm overwhelmed and I want to kill my husband. Sometimes it's you not bonding with your baby, which is okay to admit. It's okay to admit these things, but women don't want to because they're afraid, should they say one of those things, they're going to get labeled psycho or their baby's going to get taken from them. So you always want to be mindful of your own body. You want to know the difference between being overwhelmed and being something's not right. You want to have a good support system at home once you get home with that baby. You want them to be aware of the signs of postpartum. So, you're already tiredness, anxiety, depression, not being able to sleep, being overwhelmed, irritable, not bonding with your baby. All of those are signs of postpartum depression. And if you experience that, I don't care if it's one day out of the month that you've been home, you talk to your doctor about it because if you don't get ahead of it, you're going to go down a really dark road, and it's a really lonely one.
Don't be afraid to ask for help.
Do not be afraid to ask for help. Your doctor will understand what you are saying immediately. That, like I said, it's the line of trust you have with somebody, whether it be your spouse, your mom, your friends, a relative, or your doctor. Please get help because it can get very dark very quickly, and there are options for women who are like breastfeeding. There are certain medications that you can take that are safe to do. Because I know that's kind of like a little taboo thing. Like, I'm breastfeeding, I can't do anything. That's a lie. You can.
Okay.
And you need to because it will get bad. And it can carry on with you as your child gets older. You can remain with that. And it just turns into full-blown depression. And like I said, it's not a good road to go down, especially when you're a new mom.
Yeah.
So definitely get help for that for sure.
So with that being said, I guess we can kind of all touch base on this as far as like having help, and do y'all split the responsibilities like in the household with your husband, or do you all do it on your own? For me personally, Josh will do anything I ask. He'll do stuff before I even ask. So I'm very thankful for that because he was a lot of help, like especially like after having the kids, and more so for us because we hit the road. Ella was 2 weeks old. We hit the road and it was just me and Josh. I had no one else. So fortunately, he was very, very helpful. And I feel like that plays a big role too. Even if you don't have a lot of family, maybe try to talk to your husband. I know some husbands, don't like to do stuff around the house, but if you need that help, like talk to your husband. Like it can make a difference.
Husband, spouse, partner, whoever it is.
Yeah.
Whoever.
Yeah. For you?
Good. Yeah.
I mean, I agree. Eric's been super helpful with both of the kids. He has taken on the girl dad role and just ran with it. And it's great. But I know not all spouses are like that, you know, and that I know that sucks and it's hard. Do you have any advice for people that maybe don't have a support system? Like, is there things that they can reach out to, like maybe support groups or something?
There are
you know?
plenty of support groups. And even if you're not comfortable enough with reaching out, like going physically to a support group for single moms or moms that don't have support systems, there are so many groups on Facebook where you can just talk to strangers and get help, knowing that you're not alone, and maybe they can give you tips and tricks on how to do certain things a certain way if you don't have that support system. But having anybody is a good help, whether it be a neighbor or a friend, somebody. It's always good to develop a relationship with somebody for a little bit of help, for sure.
And on Facebook, you can post anonymous as well now. So even if you're not, like, say you do join a mom group and you want to ask a question or you need somebody to talk to, you can still post as anonymous and they'll never know who you are. Just if you want that little bit of communication or you need that little bit of communication. So that's
And don't be scared to leave that mom group if they're crazy, because some of them are crazy.
Let me tell you something.
Them mom
Some of
groups
these
are
mom
wild.
groups are cutthroat.
Yeah, they are. Don't let them bash you.
Do not let them bash you.
Yeah.
No.
I was lucky enough to have Mark to help with everything. We just took turns, and it's definitely...
I think it makes a difference.
It makes
It
a
does.
big difference to have a spouse that helps.
It definitely does.
That needs to be on your checkbox before you take that ring.
Oh, it definitely does. Take him to somebody that has a baby and see how he interacts. If he's good, then you're good.
Yeah.
I will say, Josh, my very first baby was a NICU baby. It was very unexpected. And that was like where he just took off. Like I had no time to literally do anything. We were life flighted 4 days later. I'm still struggling. He literally took over everything. He's like helping me do my pump, sitting in the NICU. Like he did everything. Like he has been such a great help.
Yes.
He literally I
always
breastfed
good.
with Whitland. He's like, if I had a titty, I would do it. I would. He's like, I'm like crying in the middle of the night. I'm like, just you. He's like, if I had a titty, I would do it.
Yeah, I know this sounds crazy, but a lot of hospitals now actually will give you information before you leave on different types of support groups or groups where you can go and learn about breastfeeding or learn about how to pack a diaper bag or how to even install a car seat these days. So if you don't have anyone to help, I swear by this, call the labor and delivery nurses at where you delivered. I promise you they will help you. Promise.
They
you.
checked our
some
car seat
options.
before we left Woman's. They walked
They
out to
usually
my
do.
car.
Women's is a
Yeah.
really good hospital that does that.
Don't they do like skin to skin on dads now?
They do.
They do.
They sure do.
Yeah.
A
They
did
lot
that.
of hospitals are
Josh.
more evolving where they allow dads to do a lot more than they used to. And like I said about the labor thing, you're able to labor and do it however you want. Walk around. They have actually in-house suites now where you can do water births and everything right then and
That's
there.
incredible.
They even
Woman's
have,
has
I was
that.
about to say, they have a
Woman's-
whole
my room had a
midwife
bathtub.
section.
Yeah.
Yes. So definitely check out your hospital too to see what's available to you, because some hospitals allow it and some don't.
I think that's really awesome though, because I feel like it
yeah.
it was not always like that.
It was not always like
Yeah.
that.
They had the wireless monitoring for me, so like you can walk, which I was like, I'm not doing.
So, how do y'all feel about being a woman, having to handle aging, being a mother, a wife, managing like low self-esteem, body weight, stretch marks, all the things, and still being like your husband still expecting you to want to have sex? How do y'all feel about that? Like if you don't want to have sex and so on and so forth.
I think it's just hard as women because, like, society, right? They post a picture of what society thinks is beautiful, and we're constantly trying to live up to that. And that it's pretty much impossible, right? Especially after having kids. We all have loose skin. We all have stretch marks, you know? And coming to terms with that sometimes is hard.
It is.
It
I
is.
struggle with that the most.
Yeah. Body image for sure is hard.
Yeah.
Yes.
And for me personally, like, obviously, there are days that Josh wants it and I don't give it to him. But at
It's going to be a bad day, Jasmine.
and the same, that's what he tells me. It's going to be a bad day, Jasmine. And obviously he's joking. Y'all don't take that.
No,
wrong.
yeah.
But if you know our little group, yeah, they know. But so
Josh does the same thing. It's
okay.
But there will be like, say I'm not in the mood, but sometimes like I will feel bad because like I know he still has needs and wants to. So I'll just be like, hurry up, get it done. You know what I mean?
I can't.
Greg nodding.
I can't.
But
I feel like I'm the same way with Eric though, because I mean, I feel like that's healthy in a marriage, and I'm not always in the mood. Now, if I'm dead tired, it's going to be a no. Like,
right.
But like, sometimes I'll be like, okay, I'll do it for you because I love you.
Well, Josh, I'll be like, no. I'll be like, if you want to, just come on. I'm not getting on top. I'm not doing nothing. I'm just laying there.
Doing any tricks.
He's like, well, I don't even want it now. He's like, you don't even seem interested.
I'm not doing any tricks.
It's going to be a quickie or a headache night. We're not sure.
Yeah.
No, for sure. This is another one of the taboo things. Women out here, sometimes we struggle. Okay, we struggle. We're dead ass tired.
Yeah.
We're dealing with kids. And I know that men get out here and they work jobs that we can't work, or they're outside and they're doing all these things. I get it. But let me tell you what, I'm mentally and physically exhausted by the end of the day. And I work full time. And raising 3 kids, it's exhausting. And we often let ourselves go. We let ourselves go. We don't do our skincare. We don't take care of the way we look. And then pretty soon, before you know it, you're 50 years old and you look in the mirror and you're like, where did I go? Basically.
Yeah,
and then
kind of losing yourself.
Yeah, you lose yourself, and then you try to fix it at 50, and guess what? It's too late. But I've noticed a huge trend with women coming in. You would be surprised how many women are actually dealing with different deficiencies: decreased testosterone, low estrogen, vitamin D deficiencies. All of these things play into a huge factor of how you feel and how your mental health is. Mm-hmm. So if you're not wanting to have sex with your husband, it may not be a you thing. It may be that you don't have enough testosterone. Yeah. So definitely go to your doctor. Talk to your doctor about it. Say, look, I'm not feeling right. I'm dead tired. Don't just take it up as I'm a mom and I'm tired. Go get checked out.
So where do you go to ask for that? Because I've never asked for it, but I've heard a lot of doctors are reluctant to run like those hormone panels and stuff like that.
I just had one done. I just had one done. And
go to your gynecologist. A lot of people are quick to go to a primary care, and primary cares are awesome. Don't bash me for that. But gynecologists have more in-depth panels that they can run. Mm-hmm. For instance, a lot of people are quick to draw a thyroid panel. Right. There is different realms to a thyroid where if just one of those levels is off, it can throw your entire day off, or it's just crazy. Yeah. It can make your hair fall out, all these things. And a lot of people don't check the thyroid in depth. So like I said, go to your gynecologist, get a hormone panel, an in-depth one, get checked out, and make sure that there's not something going on that you can actually help and prevent by taking some medicine. So definitely, for sure, that's a big one. And there are a lot of women, unfortunately, that are out here. They're embarrassed by their bodies. There's women out here who unfortunately pee themselves. They're conscious about that. They don't like what's going on down there, but they don't go get help because they're just embarrassed. I mean, I don't know about y'all. Anyone here sometimes pee themselves?
Oh, all the time.
Exactly. Did you know that there is something out there that can help you with that? It's called the FemiLift Vaginal Rejuvenation Laser. You can get that done, and it helps with incontinence to where one day you may not need to have a surgery, like a bladder lift or a bladder sling or anything, because the longer you let it go, the worse it's going to get, and it's going to require surgery one day.
So what is that procedure? Does it just like tighten stuff?
So basically it is a CO2 laser. It looks like a dildo. Basically, we insert it into the vaginal canal, and she basically rotates it 360 as she's simultaneously pulling it out. And what it's doing is it is completely getting the vaginal canal. It's sloughing off all that older, dead, untightened tissue, and it's causing your body to regenerate new healthy tissue. It helps with natural lubrication, painful intercourse, incontinence. It helps tighten all those muscles back up, painful sex, everything.
Well, that's y'all's faces. braces.
About
and
to
then I'm laughing 'cause
say,
she's like,
I mean,
it is a hidden. It
We
is
all
a
gonna-
hidden gem.
No, that's neat though.
We do it
Feel like
on
a new
hundreds.
woman.
I know.
Yes, we do it on hundreds of women. It is not painful like you think. It is a laser, but it's not what you think it is. Women often just sit there and go, "Oh, is that it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that was it."
they don't obviously don't. Is there
Awesome.
like a numbing cream that they use or
No, you don't even have to. It
Oh.
is so quick how she does it. It's like in and out. Maybe the whole thing. It takes me longer to set up the machine than it does to actually
And it's
do
just
it.
you go one time, or is it
You
multiple?
go, so we want to do it in a series of 3. So you go every month for 3 months. And then afterwards, there's hardly any downtime. You may notice like a heavier discharge for like 1 to 2 days. And we just say don't have sex for 1 to 2 days. Other than that, that's it.
Oh wow,
nothing.
that's
Yes.
incredible.
So a lot of women don't know that that is even out there because they
Yeah.
don't want to ask because they're embarrassed.
Right.
And so like you can do that and not have to have a surgery down the road. So
That's really good to know.
come get help.
Yeah. I have a question just about like libido and stuff because sometimes I struggle with it, right?
Yeah.
I'm on birth control specifically. I have a hormonal IUD. Does that affect
Sometimes
it?
birth control can cause
Okay.
your levels to be a little off. It can sometimes decrease your libido, and
Okay.
that's fine. It's like a catch-22. It's like, oh, okay, you want to take birth control,
Right.
but you know you're not going to want to have sex on it. So, like I said, you can come get those levels checked, and there are certain things that we can do to help you with that. You can take certain supplements. You can do certain natural remedies. You can talk to your doctor about getting on a birth control that doesn't have hormones in it that won't affect your libido. So those are all options out there for you. You, for instance, you are bleeding heavy. You need an ablation.
Oh no.
You need an ablation really
I'm gonna
bad.
come see y'all.
do you know how many
to.
times we've told her to go to the doctor?
Yes.
You need to come to see me
I'm
for
gonna
that.
come.
She's
I'm
hard-headed. She's
Yeah.
like
I
a
know.
child.
You should not be bleeding that heavy. Come get an ablation.
I know. I need to do something. That's bad.
But that's once again taking care of everybody else and not yourself,
Exactly.
which is what we tend to
We
do.
put
yeah.
ourselves off to the side often. I
Yeah.
mean, how many of y'all have had like a yeast infection and you've gone to Walgreens and just gotten the over-the-counter monoside and you're like, whatever, and it comes back with like a vengeance and then you're like screwed because you're just embarrassed to go to the doctor. Go to the doctor and get your diflucan. I mean, come on now. Like really, who wants to suffer with a yeast infection?
Or a UTI. I feel like
Oh, yeah.
Oh man.
I get those
Valerie
pretty
gets
quick.
yeah,
UTIs
you
all
get
the
UTIs.
time.
So about to say that is also a thing you need to see your doctor for because it could be something structurally wrong with your urethra causing you to have so many.
Yeah, but usually they label it as if you don't use the bathroom straight after sex.
It's
Is
not
that a
always
myth or is that true?
No, you should do that. You
Yeah.
should before and after because it helps kind of clean out that urethra because sometimes things can intermix and it can cause you to get an infection, but that is not always the case. Sometimes it's bacteria, sometimes it's an overgrowth of yeast, sometimes it's just simple pH imbalance that can cause you to have a UTI. Sometimes it's sitting in a bathtub with
Oh,
soap.
that could probably be it.
I was about to say,
But
She
she's
women-
hours.
spends like 2 hours in the bathtub.
Women are not supposed to take long baths. We're
Even though
supposed
we
to
love
shower
them.
because sitting in that water, you know, you're exposing yourself to lots of bacteria. You're decreasing your pH balance. So when you do that often, it's going to throw everything off.
Being a girl mom, well, 3 girls, I've noticed that certain like bath bombs and things like
Oh,
that
yeah.
in the water.
Oh yeah, it'll tear
Yeah, we
you
kind of
up.
stopped
Itch
that
and
with my
stuff.
kids.
It'll
We
tear
cannot.
you up.
We can't do that because both of my kids with their kidney problems, both are
Mhm.
susceptible
Oh,
to
yeah.
UTIs.
Yeah.
We don't.
Yeah,
If we do
it'll-
bubbles, we do the unscented.
yeah, do unscented.
Every now and
Don't
then
soak
we'll-
in a bathtub for long periods of time.
When their
I
daddy
do.
takes a bath, he's like, "All right, you're done."
Yeah.
And he's like,
Clean it out.
Showers
Oh,
are great,
yeah.
but every now and then we want a bath to relax, and that's
Yeah.
fine. But don't do it often because, like I said, it can throw you off and it can cause you to have
Maybe
frequent.
that's what's wrong with
So
me.
every night is not a good idea.
Every night's probably not the best idea.
I mean, I will obviously it's not no difference because I'm relaxing in the bath, but I'll relax in the bath for like 1 or 2 hours, and I'll jump in the shower.
Nah, maybe not do that one.
They'll both rerun their water. Like once it gets
Yeah.
cold, they just rerun it.
Yeah,
and then-
let's maybe not do that. Let's not do that one. Let's maybe make it a quick 15 minutes in
Oh,
and out.
no.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Let's
me.
not
I don't
do that.
sweat after a while. I'm
No.
like sweating. I'm like,
I
man,
want the
gotta take a whole
hot,
nother-
like, yeah.
No, but if I have it way too hot, I have
Yeah.
to get out because I'll start feeling lightheaded.
Just
I have
add
to
some
lay in
cold
my
water.
bed.
Oh gosh, girl,
Yeah.
you need vitamin D. You need some vitamin D. Are you low?
Yes.
Yes, you need some vitamin D.
I do take a vitamin D supplement.
You need some more. You need some more.
Okay, so with social media,
Ugh.
it can have effects on women, their self-esteem, mental health in general. How can we being that we do social media, and, you know, social media is just so popular now, how can we build up other women and make it a safe place?
So I have watched every single one of y'all's videos and social medias throughout the time that y'all have been on there. And I have noticed y'all have a wonderful following of women who support you and love you and listen to what you guys say, which is fantastic. You can be an outlet for them. They can resonate with you guys. It's kind of just a way to bond with people that you don't know. But man, do y'all have some haters. Y'all got some hating people.
Yeah, we do.
I was about to say, they've gotten
They
so
have.
brave.
And 9 times out of 10, they make a fake account, and
I know. I mean, part of me wants to be like, dang, I'm so flattered that you took that time out to make a fake account just to tell me that I'm ugly or something. That's great. But I mean, still, it does bother self-esteem. It does get to your mental health. And us as women, you know, there's these mom groups out here. You're reaching out to these mom groups, and these are supposed to be places where they're safe and you're supposed to be supported and felt, you know, like you're being heard. But unfortunately nowadays that's not the case. It's a place where we just go to bash each other, and I'm just like,
It's
why?
crazy.
And if you get on the teenage side
Oh
of
my
social media,
gosh.
like
They're
is
ruthless.
Crazy.
Ruthless.
I don't let Ava, my 11-year-old, have TikTok or anything like that. She doesn't
I
have any
wouldn't.
social media. The only thing that she watches is YouTube. Not that that's any better, but
I mean,
I've learned that I gave my 17-year-old social media way too early just
Uh-huh.
because I didn't really know. And I've learned through her that my 11-year-old will not get social media
Yeah.
as early as she did.
social media nowadays, like when we were coming up, you know, you had MySpace and that was cool. And you were in a chat room talking to probably perverts, but whatever.
Probably.
AOL.
Yeah, AOL, AIM, ICQ chat line. I don't know.
Yeah.
But nowadays, kids have access to so much and they're exposed to so much. And it does play a role on mental health, and it plays a role on all of us. I think even we're out here looking and, you know, we're influenced by what people are saying or what they're buying or the makeup trend or how they look or the next new aesthetic procedure. And, you know, sometimes what's good for one person isn't good for the next person.
I will say, though, I did not care about my skin as much as these preteen kids.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Care
They
about
have
their
a
skin.
whole
It's
Let me
skincare
tell you.
routine.
Skincare. So
Whole routines out here with 15, 16 products, and all these products, I'm not joking, $300 a pop. And
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
dang, my teenager comes to me, she's got a whole entire bag that she packs around. And I'm like, it is not that, you don't have to be that complicated. Literally a gentle cleanser, some moisturizer, some toner, some vitamin C. That's it. Like, why are you out here
I
doing
know
all this?
I'm
Three
really trying to
products.
learn
I use
them.
3 products.
Like 3 products is fine, 4 products maybe, yeah, but you do not have to have a 15, 16 product thing. You
I'm
are actually
literally
ruining your
asking-
skin.
So what would you tell people to do to start like skincare or whatever?
Okay, so you want to go to someone who is not going to push products on you. You want to go to someone that's going to be honest with you. They're going to look at your skin and say, okay, you need X, Y, Z. A gentle cleanser is always a good way to start. A gentle cleanser in the morning and in the night is fine. You want to make sure that you have a good vitamin C on deck because that's great for your skin. And then you want to make sure that you've got maybe a good serum that, I know I get terrible under eye bags. Good under eye serum, something like that. And then a bomb ass moisturizer is always good. Sunscreen, sunscreen, sunscreen. I don't care if it's cloudy outside. I don't care if you live in the middle of the forest and you're at Forks, Washington, covered by clouds and whatever. Wear your
I
sunscreen.
push that so much.
Sunscreen
on Morgan.
as a young adult is important when you're 30.
And
Yeah.
apply it onto your
Chest.
chest.
Right here is one of the biggest places where we show our age.
Yes,
Here
and
in
your
the backs of your
hands.
hands.
Yeah.
Yes.
Always apply sunscreen, and in order for it to be a good sunscreen, it has to have zinc and minerals in it. Otherwise, the banana boat and stuff you're putting on, it's not truly protecting your skin. A lot of people don't know that. It has to have zinc and it has to have minerals in it. Start your children at a young age so that later on in life, they will not wind up with skin cancer or aged skin. I know so many girls that laid in tanning beds as teenagers, and now their skin looks like pure leather.
Yeah.
You do not want that. And you do not want to have multiple skin cancers cut off of you at an older age, basically. So sunscreen, 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 always. And that's it. 4 or 5 products, maybe. And you do not have to spend $600 on skincare products. You can get stuff over the counter. Shout out CeraVe. Swear to God. So, yeah.
So, what about marriage and relationship fails?
Well, I am someone that is fantastic at giving this advice because I've been married twice. My first marriage was to someone when I was younger. Most toxic relationship you could probably ever think of. I've been cheated on. I've been all the things, narcissist relationship, low self-esteem. And then we got divorced and we had a civil relationship, but it wasn't whatever. And then I met my now husband. And when I introduced him to my ex-husband, they became best friends.
Oh, wow.
My ex-husband stood in our wedding as a groomsman.
That's hilarious.
My ex-husband
then.
comes on trips with us.
That's good.
But
though.
that's
Yeah.
good.
Fantastic. It is fantastic.
It's not always that.
I literally used to call my ex-husband from my work phone and tell him I hope he fell off his scaffold. I hope he lost a limb. I hope he got electrocuted. And then one night I got a phone call that he had been in a motorcycle accident and that he really was going to lose a limb. And he did lose his right arm because of it.
Oh, no.
After that, I kind of recontemplated how I was with him. I was just thankful that he was still alive, number one, and that my child has her dad still. So after that, I kind of reconsidered things. And then my husband, he did not have a good childhood. He came from a very broken home. His grandparents raised him. So he was able to explain to me kind of the view of a child who grew up with not having any parents and having a split household. So that definitely opened our eyes. And now, like I said, sometimes I wish my ex-husband would go away, but he doesn't. So my advice on that would definitely be if you're in a situation where you have been married and it didn't work out, don't beat yourself up over it and try. I know it's hard sometimes, but try to learn how to co-parent in the most healthy way, because at the end of the day, your child will thrive from it. And it will be better for you mentally because you're not having to stress about sharing custody, doing all of this, and being bitter. So definitely.
I guess I'm a good example of that because I met my husband when Morgan was 4. And as much as I did not like her dad, I made sure to never, ever bash him in front of Morgan or to Morgan. And as she's 17-year-old now, I let her figure it out on her own.
Exactly. That is probably one of the best things. If you don't want to get along with them and you don't want to be in the same room with them, that's fine. Never bash your child's father or mother in front of them, because at the end of the day, they remember that and they remember that bitterness. And when they grow up, they will appreciate it more if you just get along.
Yep.
And it's still their parent at the end of the day.
It still is. You're still going to have to see this person for the rest of your life. It's not just till they're 18 and then they're gone. You've got to think of future things. We're going to get married one day. We're going to have babies one day. That they're going to be there for that. So make it a at least tolerable experience.
And I promise your child will see with their own eyes the type of person that you see.
Oh yeah.
They will see
They
it
will
too.
figure it out.
They will figure it out.
Sometimes they figure it out sooner rather than later, but it's something that I definitely preach to, having that good communication with the other co-parent about your child, setting rules, what's okay at one house, what's okay at this house. It all plays a huge toll in you later on in life with your child and your child's relationship for sure. So definitely think about that if you're bitter. Sometimes it's obviously if your ex like beats you up or is an absolute horrible individual, is like in jail somewhere and doing this thing for like hard crime, maybe, yeah, I can understand that. But if you guys just broke up because it just didn't work, don't be bitter. Just don't.
Move on.
Just move on. Stop holding your kid against the other. It's just not good for you. And it's exhausting.
Yeah.
It really is. So yeah, that's my whole spiel. My ex-husband's coming with us to Disney World in a few weeks. He's staying in the next condo.
That's awesome.
Sometimes I wake up and my ex-husband's in my yard cutting the grass. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, Kyle called me. And I'm like, cool.
So they're legit best friends.
Oh, they legit are best friends.
Is he remarried?
He now has a girlfriend. They've been together for 4 years. I love them. They are engaged.
Oh, okay.
Me and her have the best relationship.
Oh,
and this is the craziest thing. So her family, she has an ex-husband and she has a daughter, and they have that same relationship. So when we have a family event like Mother's Day, it is legitimately 5 or 6 families combined into one. And I'm just like rolling with it.
Yeah.
At this point, I think it's a good party line opener. to tell people because they're just like, how do you do it? And I'm just like, I don't know. I just do. I just do. Sometimes I wish they would go away. And sometimes they do gang up on me. I'm not going to lie.
That's so funny.
Yeah, they say I'm the problem sometimes, but whatever.
All right. How about women who are positive, strong-minded, unapologetically themselves get labeled, spoken down to, criticized for being honest about things?
All the time. All the time. Sometimes you get labeled, sorry, watch my language. Sometimes you get labeled a bitch because you're just honest. The truth is that people need to be honest and they need to say how they feel. And I don't know about y'all, but I want my friends to be brutally honest with me. And I want my friends to tell me if I'm being stupid or doing something or making a wrong decision. I mean, it's really no different than parenting. You as a parent are telling your kid, hey, maybe you should do this or maybe you should do this in a situation. Same thing with being truthful and honest. If people don't like it, oh well. If you don't like my opinion, then don't listen to my opinion. But I'm just going to give my opinion. That's my right to give my opinion. And in women's health, you'd be surprised how many people have opinions about our bodies and what we should do and what should be right. I mean, I've got women out here who are like, oh, I do yoga, Pilates, and whatever. And people are making fun of them saying, oh, well, I don't have time to do all that. I do this, this, and this. And next thing you know, we've got a full out war over people's opinion. It's just ridiculous. It's toxic. Just be
jealousy.
It's jealousy. Be unapologetically you and just be true to yourself. Say how you feel. Be open and honest about it. I mean, seriously, how old are we? Like,
I know.
What are we doing here? Just be who you are and don't be afraid to be who you are, basically.
And I feel like the right people will come along and will stick with you.
Exactly. Sometimes the people that you've known for the longest are the worst supporters ever. And it's complete strangers that you get who are...
We've learned that through social media.
Y'all see it all the time. I mean, it's complete strangers that uplift you sometimes. And you've got hating family members over here and best friends that you've known for years over here talking about you because they're jealous because they didn't have the idea or the basically the drive to go out and do the same thing that you're doing. I mean, anyone can get up on TikTok and become famous in an instant second, but it's what you do with that platform. Just be who you are. And I feel like you guys do that pretty well, actually, but you still get hell for it, basically. I mean, there's women out here hating on other women. Why?
Which is sad.
Why are you hating on somebody by the way they look?
Because they want to
literally.
They want to do it too.
Exactly.
Then
So
do
just
it.
do it.
Then do
Get
it.
out here and do it. I mean, don't watch my TikToks because it's just my kids grilling me 24/7. It is a 24/7 roast at my house. I don't gentle parent. There is no such thing as that in my life.
No.
It is a SNL night every night at my house. Sometimes I cuss a little. Oh well. Don't get mad at me and don't judge me for it. Because Lord knows you do it too.
We need to stop the mom shaming for sure.
We definitely do.
Just stop.
I don't care if you have an organic outfit on your kid. I got my shit from Target. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Same.
I don't care that you did that. It looks cute. Good for you. But I ain't got that time. I'm going to go to the Walmart section where the Granimals are.
Yes.
I'm going to get my kids' play
The
outfits.
$4.
You can hate on me all you want. I don't care. I only spent $2 on this shirt. Like, shut up. Leave me alone.
Let me be me.
Let me be me. Out here buying Labubu's. What the heck is a Labubu?
A $69 doll.
Why are you buying your kid a $60-something keychain?
It is terrible.
It's crazy.
My
It's
kids
just
are
the next
asking for
fad.
that. I know.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Don't hate on me because I bought my teenager freaking 14 Stanleys. Oh, well.
It looks like a Halloween decoration.
Yeah, and if you do you, boo.
Yeah,
like,
do me. Do you, boo. That's what I'm saying. We need to be supporting each other. You know what?
agree.
You want to get on here at 500 pounds, being in a bikini, and get on TikTok and shake your ass?
You do it.
That's you.
Do
Do
it.
it.
Do
Or
it.
if you are
Whatever.
125
That's what I'm
pounds
saying.
and you're
If you're a
super fit and
size
wanna wear
of a
thong,
twig over here, do it. Get in your bathing suit. I don't care. You want to wear a thong bottom bathing suit? Do it.
And we were on the cruise, and she's like, "My butt cheeks are hanging out too much in this bathing suit." I'm like, Jasmine,
Jasmine.
I look like you, my
Exactly. If I looked, if I looked like that, I would be stripping.
Literally.
That's what I'm saying.
She's like, "Just let me look." I'm like, "It looks great."
I have an OnlyFans and everything, and not one of y'all would judge me. Because let me tell you something. I'm not going to sit here and judge anyone for having an OnlyFans. You making money off of feet pictures, do it.
Do it.
That's what I said.
Heck yeah, girl. Do it.
Got people
Finder.
mailing off panties. For
Exactly.
Halloween. Go for it.
Perfect toes for
She
feet.
does.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just do
Somebody wanted to pay her
you.
$500. I said, "Send the
Send the picture.
What's their name?
I think it was a
Do it.
scam. I don't think it was.
Probably
it
was, but you know
real.
what? There are people out there that would do that. So that's what I'm saying. We need to be supporting each other. We don't need to be sitting out here hating on people and doing whatnot. Do you. And the world would be so much of a better place if we did it. I mean,
Because,
really.
Meanwhile, these people are slaving at their 9 to 5, and we got people over here selling feet pics for $6,000
Exactly.
for a toe.
Do you
Right.
know how often I sit at my desk and think, how dumb am I?
Yeah.
Like, I went to nursing school and everything, and here I am working my butt off, and they got teenagers on here at the Bop House doing
I
God
know.
knows what. And I'm like,
Making $1 million.
and I'm like, where did I go wrong in life? And then my husband, he works very hard and he sacrifices. He actually works away. But I'm not living in a camper with him. I can't. We've got a 2-week minimum and that's about it. But I'm saying, like, I'll be out there with him and we'll be doing all kind of stuff. And I'm just like, I can't be doing all this. Like, I'm over this. And then I look at his paycheck and I'm like, you made what I made in 2 weeks in like 5 hours. And I hate life.
Yeah, I know.
This is a man's world and I don't understand it.
It is, but when you have OF,
I was about to
it's
say.
a woman's world.
But you're over here on OF and you giving it. The only thing my problem is I would have no problem with an OnlyFans, but I don't want to advertise it and my grandma see.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, it's not for everybody, right?
and my
like,
kids,
I would
and
never
my
do
kids'
it.
teachers being like, oh, she does OnlyFans. Because once again, I'm going to get judgment
But
for
I'm not
it.
going to hate on
Do you know how
if
many
you want to
times
do
my
it.
husband has tried to get me to do feet pics? He's like, Kelsie, nobody has to see your face. Just do it. Like,
Just
put
do
a
it.
shrimp. He said, put a shrimp in between
Y'all,
your toes. He was
I-
at work looking up like different feet pics, like what you could do. Even
Getting
down
the angles.
Oh, I'm not lying.
This category is food. And he got to just like put a shrimp in between your toes. I'm like, I'm not.
Oh, I swear.
Between your toes.
I swear, you can
cannot.
do whatever. My husband was like, take a picture of your butthole. No one will know it's your butthole. And I'm like, I
Literally.
know it's my butthole. And how do you even take a picture of your butthole? He's like, you just prop it up and do it. And I'm like, can you imagine walking in on me and I've got,
standing up.
I'm like, just
Gotta
saying.
squat over her.
I'm like, how many times can you see butthole?
Valerie,
Yeah.
that
You
sounds
just
like you have some
squat.
experience.
I know. You got something to tell me?
I swear to God.
How
my
much-
husband has never even seen my butthole.
Oh,
I'm saying.
Valerie.
That's how she be sending that
if
roast
he's
beef
ever
to
hit it
Mark.
from behind,
Oh my
he's seen your
God.
butthole.
I'm done. I am done. But yeah, just be
This
you.
is when we log off.
Just be. I've got to go take a picture of my butthole. I'll be right back. No, I just be you. Stop hating on people. Just quit. We live in a negative society enough as it is. Just quit.
Yeah.
And just, you know what? Cheer the girl on that's got pictures of her butthole online. You know what?
Way to go.
And you know what? I will say, majority of our haters, they're either below the age of 16 or above the age of 50.
Yeah.
There's no
Let
between.
me tell you something.
Yeah.
I'm not
It's
going to name names,
crazy.
but there's a local mom group page. And this mom group page is supposed to be meant to be uplifting and this. And it is a place where businesses can go to die. Because these women it takes one person to say one negative thing. And next thing you know, this entire community is against
That's
that one
crazy.
business.
Yeah.
I was about to say, if you search an OBGYN clinic in our area on this page, oh my gosh, the horror stories you will hear from people about anything. Oh, I waited in the waiting room for 2 hours. Okay, that's great, Janice. But while you were doing that, you know, the doctor was in the back helping somebody that was dealing with a miscarriage, or she had to run to the hospital on an emergent delivery because a baby
Right.
was dying. I mean, don't sit here and bash a business because you waited in the waiting room for 2 hours. Like,
Especially that
Yeah,
kind of
that
field
kind
when
of-
everything is
let me tell
unpredictable.
you, I have been cussed out by many people over a wait time. And I'm like, look, bro, I've got someone back here that's losing their baby or that just found out that their 37-weeker is dead. Like,
Yeah.
come on now.
Yeah.
Give me some slack, bro. And sometimes, let me tell you, I'm freaking tired and I don't want to get up and do my best effort. Sometimes I'm back there crying at my desk. Like, leave me alone. I can't. I swear. It's just too much. Too much. I live on Adderall and coffee, basically, these days. I don't know about y'all. I watched all y'all go on that vacation and props to y'all. When I saw your luggage rack, instant anxiety. Instant anxiety.
My luggage rack?
Yeah, the thing with all your bags and stuff. And I was like, whoo. Props to you for packing that, FYI. That looked
Yeah,
organized.
we
had 7 of us.
Yeah.
You should have seen us on the girls trip last year. Our poor little bellhop.
I
had all
Like
that
a
on the
million
ground.
trips.
I can only imagine y'all's girls' trips.
So, well, it's going to be filmed
It's
this
going to be
year.
filmed this year. They're coming to film us.
Oh.
Yes.
Yay. Explicit boob pic. Woo!
Yeah.
This spring, Jasmine and everyone does OnlyFans.
Yeah. We need what can we be called? Not the Bop House, so we need a
Not the Bop House. Oh God. Let's see. I don't know. You have to come up with a name, something that's good for y'all. I don't know. I like
We'll figure it out.
I was about to say I got a dark humor, so you don't want to hear my ideas.
I do too. It's okay.
Well, thank you for coming on, Blane.
Yes,
We
we
Thank you guys for
appreciate
having
it.
me. Anytime you guys need anything, come see me down at Women's Health and Wellness in Covington. Like I said, we've got something literally for everyone. And if you don't necessarily want to come to our clinic or whatever, if you need help, if you need somebody, reach out. Please, God, reach out to a doctor, a friend, somebody. You are not alone. You're seen, you're heard, you're understood. Please don't suffer in silence with anything.